Hi, this is Ayushmann Khurrana and you're watching Bollywood Hungama.
वी हैव विद अस आयुष्मान खुराना और आज सुबह से मैं इनके इंटरव्यूज़ देख रहा हूँ. बहुत पुराने इंटरव्यूज़ मैंने देखे हैं और नए भी देखे हैं. एक जो सेंटिमेंट मुझे इनके बारे में आता है वो यही है कि दैट इतनी जहानत और इंटेलिजेंस ये लाते कहाँ से हैं, बिकॉज इट इज़ ट्रूली यूनिक. आयुष्मान, प्रिया, having you back with us.
This is really nerve-wracking because I have nothing new to say then. If you've seen all my interviews.
So that is why I have to see all your interviews, because so that we can try and get something new from you.
Okay.
That is
नहीं देखने चाहिए थे आपको
question.
सारे इंटरव्यूज, कुछ नया करते हैं आज.
But you know, one thing that is so fascinating, and I've known you for such a long time, and I've seen the entire journey. जो आपकी जो intelligence है, जो आपकी जहानत है, वो you know, it is coming from your own experiences. It is not like obviously you read and all those things, but it's not borrowed from anywhere. वो कितना important है आपके लिए?
I think more than intelligence, wisdom हो सकती है.
Wisdom, I think both the things.
सीखी होगी मैंने.
जी.
मतलब intelligence, I think it's overrated. Wisdom is underrated.
Right.
मतलब जो आप worldly wise हो, चाहे आपको जिंदगी से कुछ सीखने को मिले, and that's what I do with films also. With I think I've lived a very wholesome life.
Right.
Like with different spectrums. मेरी family में अलग-अलग तबके के लोग हैं, जिससे आपको एक world view अच्छा मिल जाता है. So it's just the experience, nothing else.
You said that success has a price tag.
Yeah.
Which is pretty interesting. You know, that is something that people don't realize. You've also said that you're an extremely positive person. So ये जो बहुत से जो contrasting होते हैं ज़िंदगी के जो पहलू हैं, you know, which I think since आप शायर भी हैं, metaphor को आप समझते हैं, वो जो contrast है वो कितना खूबसूरत बनाता है ज़िंदगी का.
Of course, वो होता है. वो I think it's just like seesaw. और अगर आप कुछ पा लेते हैं, कुछ खो जाते हैं, या फिर आप हमेशा बैलेंस करना मुश्किल होता है ज़िंदगी को. It's also very difficult because being in the public eye, you also owe a lot to people. आप किसी को मना नहीं कर सकते. जी, यहाँ मेरा ख्याल ऐसा है कि I don't easily say no to people. मेरे से ना नहीं बोली जाती. अगर कोई मुझसे चाहे पिक्चर मांगता है या कुछ वक्त मांगता है या फिर बात करना चाहता है, तो मैं उसे मना नहीं कर सकता. मुझे लगता है कि मुझे इसे देना चाहिए because I am very fortunate that they at least asking me for a picture or maybe मेरा वक्त तो मांग रहे हैं कम से कम. And I also believe that everything is transient, nothing is going to be last forever. So आप जितना भी लोगों को दे सकें, और क्या दे रहे हैं, वक्त ही तो देना है.
क्या बात है. So आप I think your father was extremely keen that you should be ambitious. Apparently you were not ambitious to start with. When you came to Bombay, you decided कि मैं बीच नहीं जाऊँगा जब तक मुझे नौकरी नहीं मिल जाए.
Yeah.
I get something to talk about, which is pretty interesting कि जुहू बीच से आपने कन्नी काट के आप निकल जाते थे. Then obviously you had a journey. Apparently you used to sleep only for 3 hours, that too in cars, and then Vicky Dona happened, and 10 years now for Vicky Dona. When you look back at your journey, what is it that really you find personally fascinating when you look at yourself and your journey? What is it that you find fascinating in its own way?
First of all, I would like to remember that interview which I had with you in Bollywood Hungama office. It was one of my earlier interviews.
Right.
And I was very nervous. मुझे नहीं समझ आ रहा था कि मैं क्या करूँगा, वहाँ पे क्या होगा. And I also thought that it will be just about the film. But it was a very wholesome interview. आपके ऑफिस में आया था, मैंने I think विकी डोनर की टी-शर्ट पहनी थी. I don't know if I'm not sure. So it lasted for 45 minutes to 1 hour.
Right.
And I was like, wow, it's amazing. And I said all these things कि मैं जब नया जुहू बीच में आया था तो मैं वहाँ से मैंने कसम खाई थी कि मैं बीच को नहीं देखूँगा जब तक मुझे कुछ काम नहीं मिल जाता.
Right.
So it's been a very fruitful journey, and more than anything else, I've learned a lot. I have dealt with success and also failures, and I think it's been a very very evolving journey for me.
मुझे एक आपके जाने वाले मुझे मिले और उन्होंने मुझे बताया कि आप रिव्यूज़ भी करते थे apparently when you were in radio.
Yeah.
And your reviews were quite critical as well. And
मैं रेडियो में रिव्यूज़ करता था.
जी.
मैं जब एक वीजे था तब भी रिव्यूज़ करता था.
जी.
इनफैक्ट मैं एक चैनल के लिए भी रिव्यूज़ करता था, तो मैं 3 जगह रिव्यूज़ कर चुका हूँ. सो मुझे सब समझ आता था जब रिव्यूज़ हो रहे होते थे. मैं समझ जाता था कि अब कहाँ पे बात जाने वाली है या फिर कहाँ से आ रहे हैं. सो आई कुड रीड इट, बट एट द सेम टाइम रिव्यूज़ क्या होते हैं, क्रिटिसिज्म होती है. एंड आई हैव रियलाइज़ कि मैंने क्रिटिसाइज़ अगर लोगों को किया है तो वो कर्मा भी होगा. तो जब कोई क्रिटिसाइज़ करता था मुझे मेरी फिल्म्स के लिए, मैं इतना बुरा नहीं मानता था.
Right.
So I was like, this is part of their job and my job is to just act right now. मैं वो काम कर चुका हूँ
जी
रिव्यू करने का.
नहीं, जो मैं सोच रहा था, मैं वो ये सोच रहा था कि क्या उन एक्टर्स ने आपके वो रिव्यूज़ देखे हैं जिनके साथ में आपने बाद में काम किए हैं, या फिर यू
नहीं, आई डोंट थिंक सो. उनके साथ मैंने काम ही नहीं किया. जिनके रिव्यूज मैंने किए थे शायद उनके साथ काम ही नहीं किया.
अच्छा.
Yeah, because the kind of films I've done, mostly the actors were new and I've never worked with stars. You know?
राइट.
तो वो जिससे मेरी शुरुआत हुई थी, छोटी फिल्में थी, बड़े कॉन्सेप्ट थे,
Right.
नए एक्टर्स थे या अननोन फेसेस थे, या फिर एक्टर्स होंगे तो बहुत ही कमाल के एक्टर्स थे, थिएटर से थे. सो उनके रिव्यूज़ में कोई जगह मेरे रिव्यूज़ में थी नहीं.
राइट.
सो आई थिंक मैंने उन डायरेक्टर्स के साथ भी कभी काम नहीं किया होगा और कभी उन एक्टर्स के साथ भी कभी काम नहीं किया होगा.
बट आई थिंक अवार्ड शोज में तो टकराते होंगे या फिर वैसे.
उन्होंने देखे भी नहीं होंगे मेरे
अच्छा,
reviews.
हो सकता है.
सीरियसली. क्योंकि रिव्यूअर्स जो क्रिटिक्स थे मेरे से बड़े बड़े थे. मैं तो आई वाज जस्ट अ वीजे दैट टाइम. मैं रेडियो में काम करता था, वीजे था. तो आई डोंट थिंक दे मस्ट बी टेकिंग माय रिव्यूज वेरी सीरियसली. शायद देखे भी नहीं होंगे.
All right, that's interesting. Okay, so now Vicky Dona is completing 10 years. जिस तरीके की इज़्ज़त आपको मिली है इतने कम वक्फे में, आई थिंक 10 साल बहुत ही कम टाइम पीरियड होता है. बहुत से लोगों को तो सिर्फ स्टैब्लिश करने में मेरे भी शायद उतना टाइम लग जाता होगा. आप दुबई में आप नहीं आए थे, फिल्म फेयर का जो हुआ था, मिडल ईस्ट का हुआ था, उसमें आपको आई थिंक फॉर मिलेनियल के लिए नहीं, फॉर 10 years, फॉर अ डेकेड, स्टार ऑफ द डेकेड और समथिंग लाइक दैट कुछ अवार्ड था. इत्तेफाक से आप आ नहीं पाए थे. ये जो इतनी जो इज्जत मिली है आपको, और इस मतलब आई थिंक टाइम में आप फीचर कर रहे हैं और ऑल सॉर्ट्स ऑफ थिंग्स, नेशनल अवार्ड मिल चुका है, ये आप कैसे प्रोसेस करते हैं? एंड यू आर समवन हु इज कम फ्रॉम आउटसाइड, हु इज नॉट एन इनसाइडर. आपने दोस्त के मेडिकल के हॉस्टल में रहते थे, तीनों लोग अच्छे पहन के आप लोग सोते थे. सो इट्स एज heartfelt and hardworking as it gets.
Absolutely. I think आप जो कभी सोचते हैं उससे ज़्यादा आपको मिल जाता है.
जी.
जब भी मैं रेडियो कर रहा था, ऑफ कोर्स मैं एक्टर बनना चाहता था, पर मुझे ये था कि मैं जब रेडियो करूँ तो उसमें अपना पूरी कंसंट्रेशन करूँ. जब मैं टेलीविज़न कर रहा था तो पूरे दिल से टेलीविज़न करूँ. मैं ये नहीं सोचता था कि टेलीविज़न एक छोटा मीडियम है, इससे करने से मुझे फिल्में नहीं मिलेंगी.
जी.
सो आई गेस अगर आप अपना पूरा दे देते हैं उस चीज़ में, उस मीडियम को, तो आई थिंक लोग नोटिस करते हैं और आपको आगे लेकर जाते हैं. एंड आई नेवर थॉट दैट आई विल बी रीचिंग दिस पोजीशन और दिस स्टैचर, और 10 साल निकल जाएंगे जब मैं ऐसी फिल्में करूँगा विच आई एम लाइक रियली प्राउड ऑफ माई फिल्मोग्राफी. एंड अगेन featuring in Time Top 100 was also a big thing for me in 2020.
Right.
So I think it was just kind of a validation that I got for the kind of films I did and the subjects I chose, and they make a certain statement in the society. So I think it's very important, and it's just a validation, I guess. और 10 साल कैसे निकले पता नहीं चला. I think it feels like yesterday, and I'm still learning and evolving. And with every film, I feel that I am a newcomer. So जब तक आपके अंदर वल्नरेबिलिटी नहीं होती है, तब वो अर्नेस्टनेस नहीं आती है एक आर्टिस्ट में.
मैं आपका एक इंटरव्यू में आपको पढ़ रहा था, तो उसमें आपने कहा है कि दैट यू वांट टू मेक फिल्म्स दैट यूनाइट, दैट आर अ कम्युनिटी एक्सपीरियंस, एंड दैट ब्रिंग पीपल टुगेदर, which is a pretty interesting thought actually. Ideally that should be the case, but
Absolutely.
maybe I think I personally thought that it's something which is very heartening, to be honest.
Yeah, I think our country is very unique, and we should all come together and celebrate this uniqueness of our country.
Right.
And it's the job of the cinema, because I think it's a very powerful medium. That's why everyone takes it very seriously. Like our country is obsessed with Indian cinema.
Right.
So especially Bollywood. और हमें ऐसी फिल्में बनानी चाहिए जो हमें जोड़े आपस में. That's what I feel, and that's the only aspiration I've had since my first film.
जब भी आपके पास कोई स्क्रिप्ट आती है, आपके लिए उस फिल्म का जो नियत है, इंटेंशन है, वो कितना इम्पोर्टेंट होता है?
I think वो सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट होता है. नियत, इंटेंशन सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट होती है. वो आती है डायरेक्टर से, उसके वर्ल्ड व्यू से, वो दुनिया को कैसे परसीव करता है और क्या चेंज लाना चाहता है ज़िंदगी में. तो आई थिंक वो बात करके आपको पता चल जाता है, चाहे वो फर्स्ट टाइम डायरेक्टर हो या फिर एक नोन डायरेक्टर हो. इट डजंट रियली मैटर. आई थिंक स्क्रिप्ट इज़ एवरीथिंग, एंड दैट डायरेक्टर्स इंटेंशन इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट.
Right. So you're having Dr. G, and there is Action Hero.
Actually, I'm still shooting.
You're still shooting for it?
Yeah. Last year is left, but I'll be done with it in April, May.
What is the importance of professionalism for you in terms of having a certain schedule for wrapping up films and going about in a like an organized manner, and just moving on to the next one after that?
I didn't get your question actually. Professionalism as in from wrapping up one film going
You
to
know,
the
in the
other?
sense कि that जैसे बहुत बार क्या होता है कि that फिल्में डिले हो जाती हैं for various reasons.
Yeah.
At times actors जो हैं वो अपना busy हो जाते हैं, maybe they give dates but they then give it to someone else as well. From that perspective, so you seem to be rather organized कि that ये मुझे इतने टाइम में मुझे ये करना है, and then I move on to the next one.
Yeah, I think वो बहुत important है. मेरी कोई फिल्म ऐसे 1-2 साल नहीं चलती है.
Yeah,
Apart from Andhadhun, in fact, it just we went on for 1 year. That was not because of me, because of other actors. Maybe उनके schedule में they had signed a lot of films. पर Andhadhun and Badhai Ho I was shooting simultaneously. I've never done that ever. So it was like 2 दिन Andhadhun shoot कर रहा हूँ, 3 दिन Badhai Ho shoot कर रहा हूँ. They were so different as films and different characters. So it was quite crazy that time. But apart from that, from top to bottom, I think I've finished all the films. So
Yeah,
I do generally, now I'm doing 3 films a year. Earlier I used to do 2 films a year. उससे पहले 1 film करता था. So it really depends how the kind of films I'm getting, scripts I'm getting. And this is the first time because of pandemic, the films are getting delayed. Release delay हो रही है. Doctor G ready है. अब तक release हो जानी चाहिए थी.
Right.
So yeah, so there's a lot of stock left, and that's why this entire year release dates थोड़ी ऊपर नीचे हो रही है. Like every week you're going to see a film getting released, like a known film getting released.
Right.
Because काफी backlog पड़ा हुआ.
Does the space of web shows something excites you? Would you want to do something with that
If
sort?
something is like very different for me or quite big, I would love to do it for sure.
Have you been
But-
offered anything?
Yeah, of course. But for me, the charm of theatre is something else. I think big screen experience is beautiful. It's very surreal because I've grown up watching films in theatres. So I'm of that school that we should watch films in theatres.
Right. So talking about theatres, you've had like a full-blown training as far as theatre is concerned during your formative years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how important has that been in terms of just just making the person that you are, making the artist that you are? Because with theatre you learn a lot of things, like as you mentioned about the community element.
Yeah.
You come together, आप lights भी उठाते हैं, आप साथ में सोते भी हैं, सब चीज़ें होती हैं,
Yeah.
which makes it like very interesting experience.
I
Keeps
think
you
we're
very
getting
grounded.
confused here because I was talking about cinemas. But yeah, of course, theatre.
नहीं, I got that.
हाँ.
I got that, but I'm theatre से मैं उस theatre में जा रहा हूँ.
of course.
I got
अच्छा,
that.
ठीक है, हाँ.
I got that. I completely got that. But I'm saying that जो आपका जो सारे जो starting आपका जो हुआ है, वो foundation आपका बहुत strong रहा है.
Yeah.
I'm basically talking about that.
I think it makes you very grounded as a person. अगर आपने theatre नहीं किया है तो वो discipline चला जाता है. It gives you that discipline. Like most of the people think that theatre is all about just faffing around or having chai or a jhola and not having money to survive. It's like food for soul, not for stomach. That's what people think. That's the perception of theatre. But it also gives you a lot of discipline because you need to practice day in and day out your plays. It's also physical at the same time. And you get to see the audience live, their reactions live. So I guess that experience is great. I think it prepares you for bigger things, for life also at the same time.
Okay, आपने ये भी कहा है that maybe success is overrated. Failure is something that really teaches you maybe the maximum things, and that is something which is very important for anyone. Now, I've known you from your first film itself. We have seen that phase in your journey right after Vicky Dona, when you had a few films that maybe did not work, and then you suddenly had this wonderful film with Bhumi Pednekar, and before that things were very tough for you.
Yeah.
And many would say that, and I still remember, वो सारे जो मीडिया के भी जो phases होते हैं, certain people they had been writing some stuff as well. So how bad that phase was for you? That, and apparently you had second thoughts that इसके बाद में अगर ये नहीं चली फिल्म, तो फिर मैं कुछ और करता हूँ.
I'm glad that happened because I started taking my music seriously during that time. I formed a band. I was like, अब पता नहीं फिल्में कैसी मिलेंगी पर मैं शादियों पे गाऊंगा, मैं कॉलेज फेस्ट में गाऊंगा. So I started performing with my band during that phase. That 1 year, I think immediately after the failure of Hawai Zada, I formed my band and had my first performance in Goa Fest. and took the best musicians from the country and formed a set. And we started performing. I was like, this is life, we have to move on. And I started enjoying it also at the same time. And I still do it once in a while. Like, अभी जब फिर से अभी I think college fest शुरू होंगे तो फिर I'll be performing again if I get time. And अभी तो 3 फिल्में कर रहा हूँ साल में तो time नहीं मिलता है. But I would love to do it. I think it's great connect with the audience, especially the college students. I think it's very heartening to see them. So yeah, मैंने अब statement भी change कर दिया. I think failure is of course, success is important, failure is also important, but nothing is permanent. If you see with that perspective that nothing's going to last forever, your success or your failure, it just passes. I think it keeps you sane.
Right, and you also believe that one can change one's own destiny.
Yeah, of course.
Which is interesting, and I think makes sense as well.
Yeah, absolutely. You can change your own destiny. But of course, लोग किस्मत की बात करते हैं, किस्मत होती है. Like it also depends about your choices. You can change your destiny with your choices, with honing your craft and everything. It's in your hands, I guess. And more than anything else, you have to be one with the people. If you're living in a bubble, you won't realize what kind of entertainment or what kind of engagement they expect out of you. And I think that's what could cause failure, maybe. And you are the responsible for your own failure, I guess, not anybody else.
जो ये माना जाता है कि that अगर आमिर खान के आदमी किसी का स्क्रिप्ट सिलेक्शन है तो वो आयुष्मान खुराना का है. तो does it put any sort of pressure on you?
Of course, a lot of pressure. I think Amir Khan is a legend, and I have a lot to learn. I'm still evolving and learning. I'm yet to give a 300 crore film. Like he comes once in a while and it just smashes the box office. It's amazing. I would love to have that kind of life where you just work for 2 years on a script and then come in cinemas and people expect that kind of fanfare from you. So I think it's very heartening to have that kind of superstardom. But I do 3 films a year and my films have a certain budget. Of course, they have a big heart. So we have different career paths. I learn a lot from him, and I think the comparison is unfair.
For someone who understands cinema and the business as well, how important is it for you that your film should be budgeted rightly?
It's very, very important. I think the budget of the film is really important, especially during this time. And of course, the taste of people also changing is also changing. Like they want to consume a certain kind of content on OTT and want to give like a big screen experience to a certain kind of films. Let's see what happens, because right now it's all so unprecedented. We have no idea what's going to happen. South films are doing great. Hollywood is doing great, and I think we need to buck up and churn out stories which reflect more with the masses and have certain scale. I don't know. So I think we're still in that phase. We are still learning.
Right. Mostly जो साउथ की फिल्म्स हैं वो हिंदी में रीमेक होती हैं. आपकी फिल्म जो है वो साउथ में रीमेक हुई है. So I spoke to Prithviraj for Andhadhun remake, and he had great things to say about you, and obviously he himself is a tremendous actor in his own right. कैसे देखते हैं आप इस तरीके की जो आपको when you get the acknowledgement from other industries? We have some amazing industries within India.
Absolutely, I
and
guess.
Malayalam industry is tremendous.
I love Malayalam cinema. I love Fahad Fazil. बहुत फिल्में देखता हूँ मैं Malayalam, and even I think we have to learn a lot from down south. I think they know their audience, and there's a certain kind of passion and professionalism they bring to table, and at the same time, it's a huge compliment if they are remaking my films. Like Article 15 is also getting remade, and then Badhai Ho is also.
Boni Kapoor साहब has.
Yeah, Badhai Ho remake हो रही है.
Right.
So it's an anomaly कि Bollywood की फिल्में South में बन रही है, which is it's great. I think it feels great.
And Shubmangal Sadhan was a remake of Tamil film.
Yes, that was a remake of Tamil film.
Right, okay. And what is Dr. G all about?
अभी बात नहीं की डॉक्टर जी के बारे में हमने ज़्यादा, but it's about a male gynecologist, and he's the only male gynecologist in the entire class. He's surrounded by females, so it's again a social commentary. So I'll talk about it later. Maybe this is not the right time. Yeah.
All right. Okay, and an action hero seems pretty interesting as well, because what exactly is action hero in nutshell?
Action hero में कोई social commentary नहीं है.
No,
I think maybe I also want to drift apart from giving messages in every film. हर एक film में message देना ज़रूरी नहीं है.
Right.
You need to engage the audience or entertain the audience. That's the crux of every film, I think.
Right.
Action hero is about an action hero, like a superstar who is an action hero, but he doesn't know how to fight in real life.
Oh, okay.
So it's an irony of sorts. So he gets in a situation where he has to fight his destiny and people in general. He gets in a situation, but he can't fight in real life. ऐसा ही होता है, मतलब अगर एक्शन हीरो या फिर कभी-कभी ऐसे भी होता है कि कॉमेडी एक्टर्स, people who do comedy, comic actors, they are not really funny in real life. They're silent. Like it's just a portrayal on screen. So it just shows that dichotomy.
आपको क्या ऐसा कभी कभार महसूस होता है कि दैट जैसे आपने जिक्र किया, आपने काफ़ी फिल्में आप जो सोशल कमेंट्री के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से आप करते हैं, एंड आई हैव स्पोकन टू यू इवन ऑफ कैमरा एंड यू आर जेन्युइनली इन्वेस्टेड in those causes in a way. At times अभी क्या है कि that when it comes to opinion, there can be any sort of opinion about anything, and certain people who may come across as well informed as well, and they can suddenly pick up something maybe and start talking about it, which may not be flattering as well. For you as an artist, how do you just balance out your mind space that this is my intention, and beyond a point I cannot cater to, like, say, various viewpoints?
Yeah.
How important is
that's
that?
also probably the crutch of commercial Hindi cinema. You need to take that route which is more palatable, or maybe जो नीचे से नीचे तबके को समझ आए. So you can't make it too intelligent. That film has to be understandable, has to be ABC. You can't go to like high level of intelligence for it, because it's entertainment at the end of the day. And through entertainment, if you're giving a message, then it makes sense. If it's not reaching out to people, then it doesn't make any sense, that the purpose is not solved. At the same time, as actors, we're all work in progress. We're all learning, we're all evolving. And if your intention is right, and that should be seen. And I also believe that the cancel culture should not prevail. It just stops people from being, I don't know, being themselves, or maybe also the evolution stops. It just stops them from expressing themselves and discourages them to do something constructive in future. So they get scared कि आगे से छोड़ो यार, क्या करना क्या है ऐसा, क्या पड़ी है, क्या ज़रूरत है करने की, हम क्यों पंगा ले रहे हैं. So I think instead of the cancel culture, of course the people need to correct you for sure, but at the same time they need to see the intention. If the intention is right, they should support you.
I think it's all about the intention at the end of the day. All right, and क्या कभी ऐसा आपके साथ में हुआ है कि फिल्म की इंटेंशन अच्छी थी, जिस तरीके से आपको बताया गया, the entire thing, the way it was made was fine, लेकिन the way it was marketed maybe was something that maybe you did not agree with it, because जो messaging शायद फिल्म की है वो शायद नहीं सही जा रही हो, और आपको लगा कि maybe शायद certain things are being done for more for getting people into the audience and maybe slightly unethical.
I think ये होता है, कभी-कभी होता है, but at the same time we are actors, we are mostly concerned about how we act and how we choose a certain script. Marketing calls, there are certain professionals who are taking those calls. There will be arguments, there will be a lot of discussions. You may have a certain viewpoint. End of the day, of course, you have to figure out a certain way. But yeah, that always happens in every film.
जो आपकी शायरी का आपका जो एक पहलू है, वो आपके एक्टिंग में और and you as an artist, how much does it contribute?
I think शायरी का पहलू, क्योंकि मैं लिखता हूँ तो फिर जो लिखा वो समझता ज़्यादा हूँ, और वो आपकी एक्टिंग में कंट्रीब्यूट ऐसे करता है कि मैं इम्प्रोवाइज़ अच्छा कर सकता हूँ, अपनी लाइनों को शायद और बेहतर बना सकता हूँ, तो उसका वो फ़ायदा होता है. एंड आई थिंक वो एक मीटर होता है, उसका फिल्म का भी मीटर होता है, उतार चढ़ाव होता है. सो इट गिव्स मी अ बेटर अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ द स्क्रिप्ट एंड द राइटिंग. आई थिंक आई एम वेरी फॉर्चुनेट दैट आई कैन अंडरस्टैंड शायरी एंड राइट अ बिट. नहीं तो वो समझना मुश्किल होता है, कैरेक्टर को एम्पथाइज करना मुश्किल होता है.
Definitely. All right, so we have this quiz that how well does Ayushmann Khurrana know his own films? In Wikidona, what was Yami Gautam's name?
Ashima.
What was your name in the film Bebakhufiyan?
Mohit.
Chadda. Mohit Chadda, okay.
Yes.
Mohit. Your film Nautanki Sala was released in second half of 2012, first half of 2013, second half of 2013 or first half of 2014?
First half of 2013.
Correct. So अब तक आप तीनों सही हैं आपके, तो
कैसे हो गया ये?
Which of the following actors was not part of the film Dam Laga Ke Haisha? Brijinder Kala, Seema Pawa, Sanjay Mishra, Alka Amin.
Vijendra Kala.
Brijinder Kala. All right, 4 out of 4. Which of the following singers has sung the song Nazm Nazm?
Arko and Ayushmann Khurrana.
All right. Which of the following songs is not part of Meri Pyari Bindu? Harya khol de bahein is tarah sau tarah ke.
100 तरह के.
All right, 6 out of 6 so far. Which of the following is not a name of any character in Dream Girl? Smiley, Mahi, Mannu, Mahinder.
Manu.
All right. So it's
इतने कैरेक्टर से ड्रीम गर्ल में I was like being nervous for this one कि मुझे याद होगा कि नहीं होगा.
in the film Andhadhun, what was the name of Tabu? I'll give you options.
Wait. नहीं अब मत बोलो मैं बोलता हूँ. Okay, options.
Simi, Sophie.
Simi.
Okay.
Yeah, Simi.
In the song Dil Ka Telephone from Dream Girl, who was Nakash Aziz's co-singer?
Jonita Gandhi.
All right, 9 out of 9. Your character Ayan Ranjan belongs to which film?
Article 15.
Okay, so 10 out of 10. A bit of tough time with Tabu, but still I think.
मेरा ये स्कूल है कि अगर मैं अपनी फिल्में देखता हूँ तो कहीं सेल्फ ऑब्सेस्ड ना हो जाऊँ. मैं देखता ही नहीं अपनी फिल्में. मैं अपने गाने सुनता हूँ ना अपनी फिल्में देखता हूँ.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. The rapid fire with you.
Oh, okay.
You had received unanimous positive feedback for your performance in Vicky Dona, but whose compliment is still closest to your heart?
Neeraj Vora.
Interesting.
Late Neeraj Vora.
Of course.
He was in the screening of Vicky Dona. वो screening से बाहर आया and I was so overwhelmed by the reactions of everyone because I was not expecting that kind of reaction.
Correct.
And he came out of the screening, he was like, पहली बार एक ऐसा हीरो है जिसको अपनी प्रोफाइल की पड़ी नहीं है. मतलब नहीं तो हीरो सब कैमरा में देख के बोलते हैं तुम ये प्रोफाइल आ रहा है, ये प्रोफाइल आ रहा है, उसको पड़ी नहीं है कहाँ कैमरा लगा हुआ है. वैसा कॉम्प्लीमेंट किसी ने दिया नहीं था मुझे.
No, I think that's a very interesting and unusual comment as well.
Yeah.
And what an actor, what a writer.
Yeah.
Matlab, it was so unfortunate that we lost him.
Yeah.
In the last 10 years, what is something that hasn't changed about your first co-star Yami Gautam and your first director Shujit Sarkar?
She still maintains the innocence and vulnerability of a small town girl and very calm head on the shoulders, Yami Gautam. And Shujit Sarkar, he's a minimalist. उनको नहीं पड़ी है कि कौन सी गाड़ी, कौन सा बंगला. He only thinks about the art. He's a purist.
Right. And football.
And football.
Hypothetically, if you had made your debut in 1990s,
Yeah.
which film you wish you had made it with?
कभी हाँ कभी ना.
Kabhi Haan Kabhi Na.
Yeah.
All right.
I think it was a very different film for that era.
Of course.
It was a film ahead of its times.
Right.
Subtle, simple, youthful, not melodramatic, real.
Right.
It was beautiful.
I think Kundan Shah and you would have made a deadly combination.
Would have loved to work with
Kundan
him.
Shah sir.
Yeah.
An advice you received from any star in early days of your career that helped you a lot?
John Abraham.
Okay, what did he say?
He was the producer of Vicky Dona and he was
Of course.
the biggest advice was like, lie low. Just lie low. Keep it simple. हर जगह जाने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. Keep it simple. So I think that's what he does. I think he's not seen anywhere. He just goes wherever is required. या
Right.
फिर he has a very simple life in general.
All right. Out of all the characters you have played so far, which one do you think you are closest to in terms of personality?
मेरी प्यारी बिंदु.
Oh, okay.
या क्योंकि लिखता था उसके अंदर एक पुराने गानों के लिए प्यार था. It was used to romanticize life. Artist.
Right.
So yeah, मेरी प्यारी बिंदु. But I'm not that emotional. Like
Okay.
he was hyper emotional. I'm a little more practical than Abhimanyu Roy.
All right. Okay. When you look back at your career, what one moment you would love to relive once again?
Oh my God. I don't know actually. It's getting 2 filmfares on my debut. Nobody has done that, I guess.
For
like
soft
for best
singer.
playback singer and best debut. That has never happened in the past. I think that was unbelievable. I was not expecting that.
All right, that's interesting.
Yeah.
A performance of yours you think you deserved an award for but didn't get?
A national award for Article 15.
Which one film you were most nervous to sign?
I think the gamble paid off. Dream Girl.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how?
Yeah, that's my biggest film.
Right, 100 crore. Yeah, first 100 crore film of yours.
No. First 100 crore was Badai Ho. Dream Girl made around 140 crores. Biggest,
140,
yeah.
right. Like, if you could go back in time and give an advice to 16-year-old Ayushmann, what would you say to him?
It's a very difficult question because I've done most of the things right. I was that वो राजा बेटा घर का जो होता है ना वो मैं था. तो ऐसी कुछ एडवाइस जो पापा बोलते थे मान जाता था. ये हो सकता है कि I could have been more of a rebel.
You could have been more of a rebel.
Yeah.
So, in one of your interviews, I was watching that आपके जो all boys school का आपको काफी आपको मतलब उसका रंज है आपको.
रंज तो नहीं है वो तो
7 से 10 तक और उसके बाद.
मतलब वो जो उम्र होती है 13 से लेकर 20 तक 19 तक 20 तक I was in all boys.
Right.
School and college, yeah.
Okay. What is the importance of spirituality in your life?
I think spirituality is, of course, more important than being over religious. Spirituality is everything. I think it gives you a peace of mind, and it gives you clarity more than anything else. It simmers you down, it calms you down, and makes you less impulsive.
I believe Tahira gave you some Buddhist chant during, I think, a very crucial phase of your life, and that really helped you.
She started following Nichiren Buddhism, and because of her, I started following Nichiren Buddhism. So we chant, and we read a lot about Buddhism. So I guess it's a good way of life. You can also have your core religion and also follow Buddhism, so both can coexist.
All right, a philosophy you'll try to live your life by.
As I said, nothing is permanent, not success or failure, nothing is permanent.
A role played by any contemporary actor that you consider the bravest.
Bravest. I think I'm the bravest of all. इसका नाम लूँ मैं सिर्फ ज़्यादा brave
I think that is true.
क्या मैंने क्या छोड़ा ऐसा जो बाकी कोई कर सकता था?
No, that is
या
true.
सोचा होगा किसी ने?
That is true.
So bravest, I think I am the bravest, but I envy certain characters like Ranbir and Rockstar and Burfi. Yeah.
But if you bumped into foreign co-stars of yours today, what would you say to them? Parineeti Chopra, yeah.
I will ask her कि वो अभी भी रियाज कर रही है कि नहीं कर रही, क्योंकि मैंने मेरी प्यार बिंदु के टाइम पे बोला था रियाज करना चाहिए तुम्हें, you have got a great voice, but I don't think she was regular with that.
Sonam Kapoor.
Congratulations, you're starting a new life. It's beautiful. Yeah.
Radhika Apte.
I had invited her for the screening of my last film. वो आई नहीं उसमें.
वो तो लंदन में ना, UK में.
इंडिया में थी.
अच्छा उस वक्त इंडिया में थी.
हाँ. चंडीगढ़ के रियाज के टाइम पे she had just landed.
Ah, okay.
And I called her. And she didn't show up. I was like, why? So yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. Pankaj Tripathi.
अरे यार, he's so lovely. I think उनका जो अंदर का जो इंसान है ना, वो हर कैरेक्टर में सामने आता है. That's why people love him so much.
Kriti Sanon.
Kriti Sanon. I think एक और बरेली की बर्फी करनी चाहिए उसके साथ मुझे.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sanjay Mishra.
Sanjay Mishra is still underrated. He's such a brilliant actor. उनको लाइनों की जरूरत नहीं पड़ती है. And I would love to work with him again. It may happen soon.
Is there any movie of yours you think deserves a sequel?
Yeah.
Which one?
Dream Girl deserves a sequel.
Dream Girl 2, okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any on-set superstitions?
Not really. I don't have any superstition like that.
Do you regret doing any film in your career?
No. I don't. Seriously, I don't. Those are learnings actually.
Those are learnings.
Yeah,
All right.
absolutely.
So Ayushmann Khurrana, congratulations once again for 10 years in the industry, and looking forward to all your future ventures, and all the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
That's all we have from Bollywood Hungama. Keep on watching.
Hi, this is Ayushmann Khurrana and you're watching Bollywood Hungama.